find all the points at which the horizontal and vertical tangents exist. So we have these set of parametric equations. So what we're going to do here is we need to find all the points at which the horizontal and vertical tangents. So that means we're going to have to find where the derivative is either 0 or undefined. So if it's 0, we're going to get a horizontal, possibly. And if it's vertical, we're going to get an undefined slope or derivative. Okay, so let's take a look at these. So what we're going to do is set up the formula. And then from here, I'm just going to do the derivatives. So y prime t, so that's here. And if you notice there, that is also a product rule. So I'm going to kind of skate through it a little bit here. So this is going to be 2t plus 1 times e to the 2t. And the reason why is because I take the derivative of the first times the second. And that's where this is going to come from when I distribute here. And then for the other ones, the derivative of the second times the first. So that's why we get this 2 here. So that's kind of the setup, and I just wanted to show that to you, at least where it came from. So then on the bottom here, we're going to get negative e to the negative t. Okay, so there is our derivatives. So now what we're looking for here is, where is this thing 0 or undefined? So that's what we're looking for here. So the first thing I'm going to address here is because it doesn't have any, where it's undefined at. That's where the bottom would be 0. So there's not a value where the bottom's actually going to be 0 because I'm plugging in values for t here. So if I pick negative or positive, it's not going to make a difference for this whole thing here. So if it did like negative 100, that'd be a e to the positive 100, negative. So anyway, so it really doesn't help us here to find, we're not going to find anything undefined. So we're done with that one. So now we're going to go back to 0 now. So now if I'm going to look at where this thing is 0, we know this can't be 0 and this can't be 0 as well, for the same reason the bottom can't be 0. So where this thing's going to be 0 at would be in here. So now I just take a look at that piece there. So if I look at that, that means 2 to the t plus 1 equals 0. And I would move the 1 over and divide by 2. So it's going to be t equals negative 1/2. So where t equals negative 1/2 is where my derivative would be 0 at. So now I know where that's at, and that's the only place where it's going to be 0 or undefined. So I don't have much to choose from here. So this tells me then I just need to find those points, right? Because it says find all the points. And this isn't a point, this is a parameter. Okay, my parameter is negative 1/2. So to find the points, I'm simply going to have to plug them in to get the x and y values. So that's going to be x equals e, and I have a negative there. And instead of putting in the t there, I'm going to put in negative 1/2. And then that's going to equal e to the 1/2. And there's my x value. And then for my y value, it's going to be, oops, I have a t right away. So that's going to be a negative 1/2 there. And then e to the 2 times, and there's my another t there, 1/2. So then this equals negative 1/2 e, and that would be to the negative 1. So there it is. So there's my y value. So my point then would be, and the only point, would be e to the 1/2, comma, negative 1/2 e to the negative 1. So that's the only answer for this one. Done.